Let me show you. These are the stones planted in the Jiangnan Discreet Tourism Resort. These are real stones, not made of foam. Listen, you can hear the sound when I knock on it. You'll notice that some of these stones sound different from regular stones. They're made of iron. From the video, it can be seen that each stone is supported by a rebar underneath, densely planted in the ground, covering a large area and appearing quite spectacular. The tourist resort mentioned by the woman filming, the Jiangnan Discreet Tourism Resort, is located in Jiande City, Zhejiang Province. It is a large cultural and tourism complex project built by Zhejiang Tourism Group. The internet is curious about the purpose of planting stones, with numerous questions raised about what these planted stones are used for. I'm just as curious as you are about why these stones are planted here. Take a look. They're real stones. It turns out the stones have holes drilled in them and are glued in place. After some heated debate on the internet without any conclusion, another video filmed in Wanrong City, Jiande Province, also started to gain popularity online.
These stones are threaded onto rebar, one after another, in rows. What are they used for? Does anyone know?
Some online bloggers commented that this was done by the local government to evade satellite inspections by the land departments. Nearby hillsides were sprayed with green paint and covered with green nets, while rebar threaded with stones was planted in the ground. On satellite images, this could appear as grasslands, forests, and cotton fields, making the land utilization rate data look better during evaluations by the Land Resources Department. Someone from Sichuan commented, "We've had this for a long time, it's nothing new." Another user from Jilin remarked, "Although it seemed costly, it's actually cost-effective and durable." As the discussion grew, the official explanation was finally provided. An official from the Wanrong County Transportation Bureau stated that this is a sculpture landscape completed in 2021.
This landscape is now open to the public. It's called Wind Blows, Stones Move. When the wind blows, these stones move like waves. The video only shows a part of it. The entire scenic area includes parking lots, restrooms, sports equipment, and other supporting landscapes.
Some netizens have also verified this information, confirming that it is indeed a sculpture work in Wanrong County, Shanxi. This raises several questions. What is the aesthetic value of this landscape? What is the purpose of the government spending taxpayers' money to create such a sub-quality landscape? In Suzhou by the Jinji Lake, a statue of Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, sparked a heated discussion on the internet last year. The sculpture, titled The Way of Flexibility and Rigidity of Lao Tzu, was created by Tian Shixin, a researcher at the Central Academy of Fine Arts in China. In the statue, Lao Tzu has a long, protruding tongue, sunken eyes, and a highly distorted face, looking extremely unaesthetic. Someone bluntly commented, "It's hideous. Who approved and authorized this? It should be thoroughly investigated." However, the sculptor Tian Shixin believes that people do not understand art and cannot comprehend the message he wants to convey. He intended to express the balance of flexibility and rigidity. Tian emphasized that he was merely promoting Lao Tzu's philosophy and that those who call it ugly were ignorant and unreasonable and needed more education. But many social media users did not agree with his perspective. They argued that depicting Lao Tzu's philosophy did not require such a strangely looking artwork. They felt that creating this work demonstrated the artist's inability to effectively convey the philosophy through sculpture. At the Qixing Rock in Zhaojing, Guangdong, there is a series of bizarre sculptures with oversized breasts and exposed spheres, appearing both vulgar and unsightly. Someone commented, "Is this art? It's baffling." Some added, "Looking at these sculptures makes me wonder whether they aim to beautify the environment or pollute it." These sculptures were created by Xu Hongfei, a member of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference and the director of the Guangzhou Sculpture Academy. His Fat Lady series of sculptures has appeared in many regions of Guangdong. However, public opinions on his work are divided, with some finding it relatable and approachable, while others see it as indecent and damaging to the image of Chinese women. Last year, in Lushan County, Pingdingshan City, Henan Province, a sculpture of the cowherd and weaver girl, characters from a classic romantic Chinese folktale, was erected. It cost 7.15 million yuan. The sculpture was criticized on social media for being both unpleasant and expensive. The video shows a bright yellow crescent moon adorned with dark green waves, thick white clouds from which magpies emerge, and pitch-black figures of the cowherd and weaver girl running towards each other on the clouds. This sculpture stands about 17 meters tall and is made of cast bronze. The local government claims it represents the new image of Lushan as a cultural and tourist city. Since its unveiling at the Lushan's Qixi Festival opening ceremony on August 22, 2023, the sculpture has been heavily scrutinized. As a matter of fact, the sculpture's cost of 7.15 million yuan is quite significant for Lushan County, which has long been listed as one of China's impoverished counties. In 2022, the county's per capita annual income was 20,664 yuan, $2,852, which was 56% of the national per capita income that year. The sculpture's cost is 346 times the local per capita annual income. It is uncertain how much value a sculpture can add to a city, but it is clear that the local government has decisively chosen to create a landmark over improving people's livelihoods. This led some to question whether the huge sum of 7.15 million yuan was entirely spent on the sculpture, or if there's someone taking advantage of the situation. On August 28, 2023, a media reporter contacted the Lushan County Government Office. When inquired about these issues, the government staff responded with 6 "I don't knows" and 1 "I am not sure." Amid the public outcry, a staff member from the Lushan County Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau, when interviewed by the media, shockingly responded with a vulgar outburst. "Supervise your get lost." This incident exposed the uncivilized and reckless nature of Chinese officials. Local governments across China are apparently very fond of building sculptures. The higher the government level, the more social resources they can utilize. Even the most grassroots village governments have their own ways. The statue of Peony Fairy, a character from Chinese mythology, located in Nansong Village, Sanmenxia City, Henan Province, stands at 5.8 meters tall and cost over 80,000 yuan. It has been criticized for lacking aesthetic appeal and strangely proportioned with a long torso and short legs, making it hard to look at. In response, officials from the Sanmenxia Urban Rural Integration Demonstration Zone stated, "The negative impact of the statue is due to the limited skills of the local artisans, resulting in a significant deviation from the original intent of the design. The next step will be to repair and make the Peony Fairy statue look more beautiful." At the Zhejiang Agricultural Science and Technology Expo Park in Zhejiang District, Jiande City, Hebei Province, a giant cabbage sculpture is displayed. The sculpture stands 20 meters high, 8 meters wide, weighs about 12 tons, and is made of fiberglass. It is currently the largest cabbage sculpture in the country. The Chinese homophone for cabbage sounds like wealth, symbolizing fortune and prosperity. However, this giant cabbage sculpture lacks any aesthetic appeal. The Yuanbao Pavilion, located in the main peak of Yuanbao Mountain Park in Handan, resembles a giant ingot adorned with gold foil and engraved with various ancient coins on the base platform. This garish, 2-story artificial ingot building was once listed among China's top 10 ugliest buildings. Ugly sculptures are widespread across mainland China. Park sculptures range from bare-chested, eye-scorching figures to bizarre shapes with unclear purposes, some even frightening enough to give children nightmares. Someone from Shandong commented that from Guangdong's modern skyscrapers to Jiangsu historic cities and Chongqing's picturesque landscapes, such bewildering art pieces are seen everywhere. The exaggerated and unattractive designs are difficult for people to accept. If this happened in just one place, it could be considered a mistake, but their presence nationwide suggests it is not a mere coincidence. This is a pig sculpture in Zhejiang City. The stone sculpture's design is morally offensive, with many residents expressing that it damages the city's image. This is a sculpture about supporting the elderly in Guilin City, Guangxi Province. The original concept was to depict an elderly person with his wife and daughter-in-law on either side, symbolizing respect for the elderly and family harmony. However, the completed stone sculpture presents a deformed image. All three figures are nude, exposing obvious private parts, making it highly inappropriate. These so-called artworks have no positive significance other than degrading human moral standards, distorting sages and mythology, and promoting vulgarity. Ugly sculptures not only affect the city's aesthetic appeal, but also negatively impact people's emotions, causing public discomfort. This is especially true for children, who may be adversely affected. Sculptures displayed to the public should showcase beauty and traditional Chinese moral standards of benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and trustworthiness. This would positively influence viewers' thoughts, elevate moral standards, and gradually align with divine moral requirements. Truly traditional art is an essential part of divinely inspired culture, subtly shaping people's spirits and a sense of beauty. However, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, uses every means possible to systematically undermine people's morals. For the CCP, morally upright citizens are inconvenient to rule. CCP officials understand this well, so they promote the construction of ugly, vulgar sculptures and public buildings. This approach benefits them in two ways. They degrade public morals to please their superiors and display their party loyalty and political correctness while gaining profit from these construction projects. Over the decades, the CCP has made great efforts to degrade public morals, leading to a widespread lack of respect towards statues of the divine. On Hongya Mountain, 15 kilometers north of Yixian County in Hebei Province, there is a temple called Nai Temple. Along the mountain path leading to Nai Temple, various Buddha and deity statues can be seen everywhere. This place, touted as the #1 Taoist site in North China, is filled with an air of carelessness and extreme commercialization. The operators cater to different consumers by offering various gods to meet their psychological needs, showing thorough consideration and precise distribution. People visit Nai Temple with a wide range of wishes, and the temple claims to fulfill every request, aiming to satisfy each customer's needs. The temple's management boldly declares that they can build any god statue that customers desire. Many worshippers come in admiration. The temple boasts statues of gods for promotion, wealth, academic success, marriage, and more. Among them, the most popular one is the car god holding a steering wheel. This car god, with eyes fixed straight ahead, completely overturns the traditional image of divine deities. Some even suggest adding a seatbelt to the car god. Multiple car god statues can be found in the main hall and in tin-roofed temple huts, with varying expressions and different types of vehicles they bless, such as trucks and cars. All are intended to ensure safe driving for worshippers.
Here we have everything ready for you, from burning incense to paper offerings. Whatever type of god you want to worship, we have it.
A comment remarked, "The gods in Nai Temple can fulfill all of your wishes." Additionally, the CCP officials' aesthetic tendencies and party loyalty is reflected in numerous public buildings across the country. One example is the Guangxi New Media Center in Nanning, Guangxi, which cost over 2 billion yuan to build. It has received numerous comments on social media from those who believe that only such a building fits the CCP's propaganda department. Some say it looks even more masculine at night, and that working in such buildings allows the mistresses of high-ranking officials to flaunt their unbreakable ties with these officials. This is why the CCTV has earned the nickname of the harem of CCP officials. Ugly and vulgar public buildings are common throughout China. Since 2011, the website Qiangyan has held annual contests to select the top 10 ugliest buildings in China, and by 2023, it has successfully held 13 seasons. Another manifestation of CCP officials' party loyalty is the so-called landscape failures, where certain buildings starkly clash with their natural and cultural surroundings. For instance, Mount Tai in China, a renowned cultural mountain listed as a UNESCO World Natural and Cultural Heritage Site, has its ancient architecture overshadowed by a towering broadcast tower at its peak. Guilin, known for its beautiful landscapes, now prominently displays its copycat style. From the city's central square to the scenic areas, there are so-called European-style buildings everywhere. The most typical example is the Two Rivers and Four Lakes project, which is now called the World Bridge Museum, with the original ancient bridges replaced with European-style ones. It's like dressing a traditionally elegant Chinese girl in Western clothes, making her look awkward and out of place. In Beijing's Olympic Park, home to the bird's nest and water cube, an iron observation tower rises in the park's northern part, consisting of 5 staggered towers, the tallest at 244 meters and the shortest at 186 meters. Social media has dubbed it as 5 big nails and remarked that it nailed down the Dragon Vein, the central axis of Beijing. Such landscape failures may appear as mere vanity projects, but they often reflect personal or local interests triumphing public interests. These failures, rooted in a conducive social environment, mirror deep-seated cultural issues in Chinese society. So why does the CCP go to such lengths to degrade the morals of the Chinese people systematically? The CCP's approach leads people away from traditional moral values. As a result, a decline in societal morals seemed to be an intentional outcome. The CCP's promotion of moral degradation erodes basic human decency and reverence for the divine, making people more accepting of immoral actions and indifferent to crimes. This strategy helps the CCP strengthen its power and maintain its rule.